Okay. Um.
And I'm not going to explain anything about what's going on the board right now or why Shogun's looks like this. But I'm sure they could figure out why we brought this up. So,
Roland, no, they absolutely cannot.
they could just open up the Discord and find the Paradox Depths thing and read your Titan, and it'll be fine.
No offense, viewers, but this is some absolute bullcrap we are dealing with right now. I
As
do not
I
expect you to be able to figure out what is going on here.
as I was saying, we do expect like Shang, even just after the one balance test we've had, we're just gonna end up with 8 draws in the balance testing, right? And we don't know who has sharper lines or who has a tougher time of it. It seems ridiculously even and very drawish in the medieval versus Shang game. But if either side makes even the smallest mistake, the other side just wins, which is cool. But like, yikes! It gets weirdly sharp in the mid game, not the opening, and then it just stays that way. Like there was in our first balance test, we had a very large portion of the game where there were 2 fights on each side of the board happening, involving pushes of Shang's pawn trying to break in, but Medieval always had enough resources to defend, but the fight on the other side would try to pull the resources to weaken the first side, so you would make progress on both sides, and it was this weird two-sided tug-of-war with just a wall of pawns down the middle that nobody could break, splitting the board in half. It was a cool fight. Um,
That sounds enjoyable, yes. So,
it was very fun. Uh, the
so
we
here's
only
what I'm going to
recorded
say
the second
about
half
the
of the
here
game
and
though.
the, who's going to talk.
I've said what I needed.
You said what's needed. Okay, so here's going to be my determination with paradox placement wrapping.
Okay.
First of all, if it's going to be a thing, I want paradox to be able to do it too, so that would need to be clarified.
Mm-hmm.
It seems fun and another reasonably but not overly so chaotic thing for party mode.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to play with it in 1v1.
Okay. Counterpoint in 1v1. Uh, it should absolutely maybe be something that Paradox should be able to do in 1v1, in my opinion, just because Rule of Cool, it doesn't cause as many problems as you would think. Like, the only armies where this maybe becomes an issue is things like League of Death and Martian, where they just clump their entire army into one corner for some reason. Both of those have like a 3x3 starting formation. Don't know why, they just do. Um, well, I know why, but that's besides the point. That's like one thing where it might be an issue, and then like they don't always wrap completely, right? So when we were looking at the T2 options with medieval, and they place here, right? The wrap took it over here, and then yeah, it was just oh damn it. And then there was a pawn and a rook. And this doesn't seem unreasonable to me because if you're already playing with things fused on the side of the board, all of this is doing is adding more placement options for your opponent.
Oh yeah, another thing. Placing such that it wraps now actually allows for full board edge wrapping.
Somewhat. You would still have the barriers
Oh yeah, you've still got those there. Oh gosh, that means that you can
because
now have barrier questions again with on the competitive boards with things like wolves and cannons. And does that count as a piece?
you already had that come up because wolves could do this on
We
placement.
did have that come up, but then it was removed because you removed all the boards that had the barriers.
No. Okay, so let me be entirely as clear as possible. I will grab Frost Beasts real quick and place them normally. Is this a piece? It already comes up here. It is not a piece, and it's fine. However, it's not a piece in the sense that you can't capture it and therefore you can't jump it. However, if we then did Shang, right? So let me just grab a palace real quick. Place the same way. And we do board wrapping. This is not. However, I will say that we can't do this now because I just realized a problem. And it's unintended. This used to work, but now it can't because Morning Calm has these extra bitches. Their territory is technically 11 wide, which breaks this idea. Duly noted. I don't remember exactly where Morning Calm's back ramparts are, but they do have 2 side ramparts. I think it's something like this. I was excited for a
Sounds like
moment.
there's an old topic that needs revisited.
No, because the old rulings still apply. The barriers count as uncapturable pieces, and therefore they cannot be jumped, but by wolves. But they can be jumped by cannons if it applies. It's a very niche ruling. It's not with the cannons. It's never going to come up, at least in competitive.
Anyways, I should start setting this up. I think I'm using a Twin Suns base now. Maybe. Yes.
You sure? That looks like it's 9 wide to me.
Well, we're gonna have to expand it anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
Jaws of the Depths are rooks. Just rooks. That's all they are. Okay.
No. They're rooks that also have the fancy kill option.
Does the... It doesn't list the fans. Oh, there, here it is.
It's a separate movement diagram.
Got it. Okay.
There's still no new piece name before. Yeah. There will always be a new piece name before a new piece.
Oh, you made it include the square it moves to with your thing. So,
yes.
So like the capture,
it's always been part of that.
Okay. Oh, that's... Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It is the entire space, including the endpoints, which would be the start point and the endpoint.
Yeah, that's good. It still would have worked if it didn't include the endpoint, the capture square, but it doesn't work as well. Like for balance purposes, like it's more abusable that way because it's still a soft free kill. But this way, it's incredibly fair. Like there's zero question that it just works fairly with this wording. Paradox Guppy. So you have reverse Berlinas, which are my favorite type of underused pawn piece right now. Or not reverse Berlinas. Berlina Plus is what they're called. So they move like Berlinas, but they capture on all 3 squares. Does this cause issues because it doesn't have a battlefield movement, the Guppy? Let me think about this. Hold on. Yeah, your Guppy's broken.
Oh?
Yeah. If your Guppy's here, it can't do Guppy things. Because you didn't give it a battlefield movement.
Noted. Okay. Um, I don't think that should come up if you're playing medieval.
It won't come up if I'm playing medieval, ever. But it does come up with Twin Suns, and it is. Well, no, it still can if I'm playing medieval. Hold on, let me show you. If I place medieval here, and then your guppy's here. Oh, no, because then it comes over here as well. Okay.
Freeze, motherfucker, I'm here to steal.
Let me.
Damn, who digs out nothing to steal from?
Bro.
Nothing to take. Whoa, Missy. Did your fur explode or something?
She is shedding her undercoat right now.
Jesus Christ.
I am recording, by the way.
Oh.
Snapper, I'm familiar with you. Angler can make up to 2 single space orthogonal movements or 2 captures. The angler is hard to judge. Double move orthogonal 1 is generally considered same strength as a rook most of the time, between 3.5 and 5.
However,
But-
that's also the one that has the free kill, so
Yeah, it has a free kill option, the angler sometimes. It also moves enemy pieces. But it can only either kill 2 or move 2, not mix and match, which is very important. Yeah, it's probably just worth a rook. How many anglers do you have?
exactly 1. And it starts developed.
I see that. Alright, so we're already at 15 points of material. The guppies are... What do the guppies promote to? Snapper.
Snappers. It's a unique promotion.
And snappers are a modified version of the Western Elephant with your free kill rules, looks like. Meant to have Western Elephant reading potential.
It is kind of funny. So anywhere along the Western Elephant line, it can capture by the free kill, but it can only move up to 2 spaces diagonally.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the Shang or the Zhangyi Elephant movement. It only
No.
Okay, and this is an interesting piece. How strong is it? How many squares of attack does it have? Because your free kill option is fair. I won't say it's better or worse than a normal kill. So it's just...
From the experience I had with it, it's surprisingly weak.
Yeah, so it's bishop to 2 movement, which is only altogether 1 pawn worth of strength tops. Probably... No, it's less than that. It's like half a pawn to 2/3 of a pawn in just movement. But the capture squares, it has knight capture squares, it has... Oh! Okay. So... That's 1 pawn. That is 2/3 of a knight, which is just 2, so it's at 3. 3 and change. Should be about 4 pawns. If you use it correctly, which it seems very hard to.
Was gonna say, it honestly felt closer to 2 or 3 in the, 1 game where I played with it. Because that was back when, you could promote by wrapping the guppies.
Yeah. I think this is... I'm gonna say this is gonna be... That's hard. On paper, it should be. It's also blockable. Hold on. That changes that. That means that this together. Yeah, it's worth 3. It's worth a little more than 3. Should be almost identical to the strength of a knight or a bishop. It's probably stronger than the knight and weaker than the bishop when the bishop pairs is active. That was a tough piece to figure out. Flight fin. Ew, Knight Rider. Couch Tomatoes upset. 2x3 rectangle repeatedly away, and that's just movement. Can capture up to 3 squares diagonally. And it's a normal capture. It doesn't even have anything too wacky. So it just moves like a Knight Rider for repositioning.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
surprisingly happy with this piece.
Okay,
When I was making it.
Knight Rider movement is rook strength movement, bishop 3. Attack is going to be weaker than bishop in attack. So... it's two-thirds. What's 2/3 of 5? Hold on. Brain no work.
10/3, 1.3 repeating.
So 3.3 there. It's about 4. No. Yeah, it's about 4. Because the Knight Rider movement alone is worth like 3.3, as long as you give it some kind of attacking movement. Yeah, Flight Fin should actually be pretty reasonable to try to keep track of, because it's not like you're getting blindsided. It's the same reason that Twin Suns is fair and doesn't feel absolutely busted, is because the orbits don't kill. Because the Knight Rider movement doesn't kill, even the weaker players won't feel like it's broken. They just have to look down the diagonals to see what's in trouble. You know?
Hooray, even more unintentional good design paired on top of my already good design.
Entangling Worm. Can, ignoring other spaces, move where another worm could move to. Adjacent pieces that are adjacent to 2 more entangling worms cannot move, capture, or use other abilities or features. Enemy pieces adjacent to 3 more entangling worms are captured at the end of your turn. And this was the one I was worried about. Oh, is that the whole army? How many flight
That
fins
is
do you
the
get?
whole army.
So you have 2 flight fins. You have 2
Two flight
Jaws
fins.
of the Depths. You have 1 Angler. Alright, that's already 25. You have 4 entangling worms, which I don't know how strong those are. You have 9 pawns. So 25 plus 9, 34, and then just the 4 entangling worms. Okay, what do I have? Oh, fuck. Hold on.
You have lost 10 points of material.
20... 32... 40... You're probably right at same strength as medieval.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my estimates for medieval, depending on just how decimals you get into, is 35 to 40.
It's 40 is the whole number estimate that fits, but material value always varies with position throughout the game. It's just on average probably about 40. Because these are a bit more than 12, you know, it probably hits about 13, but the queen's a bit less, and these pawns are a bit weaker, but the bishop pair's on the board. A bunch of like things just counteract each other up and down, up and down. It just ends up about 40. On that note, I do believe that means it's your turn. So these are worms. You made this an angler because it looks like it has a light. These are jaws, and these are flight fins.
Correct.
This isn't unreasonable to keep track of. Can you please give your guppies some kind of battlefield movement? Maybe just a backwards 1 square. That would be enough. Because backwards 1 square would let you go doof, doof, doof on any of those weird stuffs.
Mm, we're gonna say backwards all three.
Ew. No. Just two. Treat it like a normal Barrelino. Jesus Christ.
We're gonna say backwards all three.
Why? It's an unreasonable buff, unless the entangling worms are absolute dog shit, and then it's fine.
Well, the primary reason was I wanted to be able to use back diagonals, but didn't want it to be color locked in movement with the battlefield.
It already is color
Wait.
locked. You would be leaving it color locked. And it
Hold
isn't.
up. No, the battlefield movement is. No, that's lame. Hold up.
Backwards one square, trust me. It's what we did with Children of the Moon.
The battlefield movement now leaps to the second horizontal space.
Why do you want to be fancy? You don't have to be special with your battlefield movement. It's simple. You have three options that we use across the board. It's either the sideways one, but you already have something there. It's the back two diagonals, or backwards one square. And you already have a lateral way to move, so backwards one square fits.
It is paradox depths. Your brain is not supposed to be able to understand this nonsense.
You could just make its
I
battlefield
can't
movement.
say that this is the Break Your Brain Battalion and then use a freaking basic battlefield movement.
Okay. I have an idea for your battlefield movement. Are you ready? And it's not a normal battlefield movement. Let me put the thing. In fact, let's just put you here. It is, if you move into a barrier diagonally, you literally just go to here. That's the most paradox depths thing you could do.
Accepted.
Okay.
And also using the battlefield movement promotes it.
1, 2, 3. What's your promotion?
The snapper, remember, it's worth 3.
Where are your snappers? Hold on.
There are none. I don't start with any. It's only
Okay. And there were 3. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So you
Now,
have...
I was gonna try and buff the snapper up to maybe 4 or 5, but I still don't think that's too horribly unfair.
That also means that there is a severe advantage to trying to keep the board as narrow as possible in order to minimize the number of promotion spots you have. I do have a question. If they used to promote by wrapping, I'm assuming they don't do that anymore.
I removed that functionality.
Yeah. Yeah. How else do they promote? Do they promote on my territory?
Currently they promote on your back rank.
I would recommend, if you have a weak promotion, just make it a on territory promotion. That way this and this just are similar, except it goes here and becomes a snapper versus here. And you just are always able to do that after un, deux, trois, quoi, and it's like a Shogun's Gold General promotion, and it feels good. And you just have options.
Yes, that do make a sense.
Alright, now that we're down through the basic, like, your pawn pieces had issues, the rest of the army I didn't see any issues with. What's your move? Oh, hello there. It's a flight fin.
And it can move freaking everywhere.
I'm aware. Oh boy. It's not too unreasonable, though. But I do have to deal with your angler immediately. That's annoying. And because it starts centralized, there's no, like, cheeky bishop plays that do anything. Because this just ends up...
I mean, it is limited. It doesn't extend beyond.
Interesting.
Did you not read it?
No. I know how it do. I'm just looking at ideas. Oh, your bitches start all protecting each other? Ah, well, I did say I wanted barely in a plus, and that's just something barely in a plus do. Fuck me. Hi there. Do do. Do.
Immediately it's annoying me.
What's annoying you?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Well, can't I just kill this and it...
Hey, Titan.
Whoa.
I mean, you can, but it's not a great idea.
I mean... What can you do about it?
That to make your queen unable to. Also, your pawn is gone. Your pawn is gone here. It was adjacent. Wait.
No,
Oh, my turn never ended. Wait, yes, it did.
it happens at the end of your turn, so you could just...
Yeah.
Ew. I don't get a
Yeah.
turn to respond? Even ghost stones give you... Well, no, they don't. Okay. So, this pawn dies, sure. So we'll start there, and then continue.
Hello,
Remote domain,
True Titan,
my turn.
the
I
real
go
one.
here.
And hello, False Titan.
Yeah, and doesn't that... Okay,
Oh, wait,
I kill
no.
here.
Crap.
You see, this is a game between our friend True Titan, the real one, and Roland, the false Titan. The fake one.
Oh, I see what I do.
Are you just trying to figure out how to capitalize with entangling word immediately? And you want to go here?
Oh, what battalions are going? What battalion is that?
He's using paradox depth.
Paradox depths.
Oh, okay.
Wait, don't I just... If I kill here, what do you...
Why are there no borders?
Because paradox depths removes the borders. So now this line here, I'll connect it so it's very clear. No, that wouldn't make it any clearer.
Frick. Okay. Yeah, I am not taking the time to read things right now.
So
Hold
a
up.
rook can go back here?
No. Past this edge of the board enters here.
Okay. It's just a Taurus.
Yeah. Or a cylinder.
Cylinder, yes, that makes more sense. It is a cylinder because it can't go back. Like, bam, instantly.
It also
That's right.
turns the battlefield into a rectangle no matter what shape it is. It expands it out, and then the territory expands. And then those two edges that it creates connect.
Okay. I
Okay.
immediately ran the Taurus.
Oh,
and it
I
is a cylinder.
figured out where I screwed
Paradox
up.
depth is why we came up with toroidal chests, if you're curious. I believe...
This is the one that we were looking at. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. It's the one with the really cool free kill.
So
And I
back
said,
on
what
move
if we made the back
14,
and front also?
I should have placed the worm on the other side of the knight.
Hmm.
Is this yours?
This is what mine? Yes.
Damn, I didn't find a helmet. No, that is yours because mine didn't have a green handle.
Can you, I forgot to grab the water out of the car. It's been sitting there all day. I bought it, though. Okay, go do what you need to do, dude. Jeez. I'm immediately fighting one wormy boy. I see, so you retreat. He fears me. Um, um, um. Hmm. The hell's going on here? Your army's weird.
That's literally the point.
I'm telling Dad.
You would be weird too if you grew up in the bottom of the ocean with no normal laws of physics. Actually, the physics was pretty normal. It was the space that wasn't. You would be weird too if you grew up at the bottom of the ocean with inside of broken space-time.
Your dad said deal with it.
Deal with it.
You made this, you reap what you sow.
Oh, god damn it. Doesn't this just kill me?
Yes, it does.
Poo. Interesting. So that's how you can actually use these properly. If you try to push into my territory, I just end up killing them off too quickly. But if you use them as a angler trap, it kind of plays like overgrowth. Okay. I don't like that your guppies all cover each other at the beginning. I feel like that's going to cause more problems than it's going to be a cool thing. You're not a normal enough battalion for that to be like your core like gimmick is having barely into plus pawns.
Honestly, I just did it because I was worried the normal guppies were too weak. Because in that specific case, I viewed the free kill minus as a downside to the normal capture.
I don't think it's a downside. I think it's pretty much identical in strength to a normal capture.
I am saying in the case of the pawn class,
No.
I view it as.
It literally it doesn't matter that it's the free kill because what it is the fact that I can never like target a defense. Like me, I have a weakness here. But if my pawn just could capture sideways, it wouldn't matter, right? So any of my ranged attacks, you kind of can just sit back. So my only option is to try to attack with something else. So I guess I can try for this plan, like a shogi style push on a rook column. Because obviously I can't go somewhere else. Okay. Just for my sanity. One moment. I'm gonna. I just want this to make sense in my head. Give me a moment. Oh fuck!
Roland.
I noticed. I'll do what I wanted to do now, anyways. I am annoyed. If I recall, you did this to start with, at least.
Yes.
I don't know if this is exactly where you placed, but you can move it to the side if you didn't like it. Here's that boy. Here's this one.
I think you were flipped. And then I was one to the right.
I was flipped. I was flip-eyed.
Or, wait.
Yeah, you're
No,
right. King was
right.
here.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were probably one that way, and I don't think this is what you were using for that. You were using these guys.
No. Oh, hold up. I screwed a thing up.
I don't know where your worms are, technically. No, this is right. You just put them here and here, and then in one. And you were one over.
Because you know how I feel about, Italians having unique battlefield shape, or unique territory placement shapes.
Mm-hmm. And
no,
now
that was not right. It was not moved to the right.
It was not. It was not.
It was not.
Okay, so
Yep.
the point now is the edge of the actual board visually will look right when I'm reading out the bullshit, and it was annoying the piss out of me that it wasn't. I was trying to figure out how to fuck with it in the right way, and it didn't work. I'm sorry.
And I think you actually might have made the first move.
I did not.
Oh, no, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just made a quick flight fin development.
And then I did this. And I believe you moved something here, yep. And I went here.
I moved one of the worms. It doesn't matter that much.
And then you moved another one here. And I did this, and then you moved back. And then here we are.
You pushed the rook pawn.
You did this? Not that.
I did do that.
I pushed again. And here we were. White to play.
Yes. And then I pulled out a flight fin. Or the other flight fin.
And now I get to do...
Actually, Roland, I think because of the wrapping, it might be almost necessary for my Berolinas to protect themselves or each other.
No, you would need to give yourself some kind of actual protection from behind. Like something like a silver or probably a copper general type piece. And, balance around having like 2 to 4 of those.
Actually, no, it might just mandate smarter play with the worms to keep them back to trap anything that tries to pick them off.
Perhaps. Without that, you still can just make phalanxes like Spartan does. Of course, you're seeing the weakness of that now. You take my knight?
Indeed.
I think I have to take back. You go there? And now I can't move. Okay. So I'd capture here. So these two are connected.
Indeed.
Check. Doesn't that would be a movement and a capture.
Oh, frick. That is how the. You're right.
So that means that this was a blunder. Just letting me get this in. But you could still move my bishop, I believe, using your angler and get out of this. And so you're not completely helpless on this line. Oh, so you're
No,
doing...
but I like this one better.
Okay. You sure? Okay. I do this. He doesn't like how I said, "Are you sure?"
Now I make this move. Yeah, that's
Check.
fine.
That means this goes away. Hmm. Okay, so this doesn't work that way. Alright. Fascinating. If I take here first, and you take back, and then I do it... So this is the line I'm looking at, right? Where I take here, and kill both off. Oh, this does work! Oh, this is hilarious! I'd still do bishop takes. I feel so massive brain. My brain is so huge. Check. Okay. Now watch this. Check. This dies. You move back. You would die here. Therefore, checkmate. Because my bishop covers it. Because I cleared this out by taking and sacking the bishop first.
Huh. Okay.
Well, I think it worked as intended. At least for the gameplay, the game feel. I'm not sure about your balance. I feel like this is very hard to figure out how defense and attack should work together. Because on one hand, these feel impossibly hard to get through, and on the other, sometimes the tiniest gap is all I need. So, I don't know, man. You want to just try a different line, see if you have a defense?
No, we're just gonna move the king.
I see. Oh, so now I could just kill this. And I am threatening check. Not mate, you still have this square. But could be mate soon? Question mark? No. These two squares are well protected. What would this do? Chases you specifically here, only move. This is so weird. Reading your army is weird, but fun. I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
So you like it?
Yeah, you already knew I loved this battalion, but it's also like the angler doesn't feel unfair. Your worms are interesting and not broken, thankfully, and it's just a question of whether or not you could possibly ever fucking balance this. I feel like the guppies being able to do sideways stuff might not be the right direction, but at the same time, if stuff like this is capable of happening, you might just fucking need it.
That's what I was saying.
It also feels like I'm better at abusing this than you, abusing the sides than you because of the diagonals. But that also would just mean it's a matchup thing because I have a queen. So you wouldn't have to deal with this with like Golden Horde or Holy Empire, or you would have to deal with it with Spartan. But it's just a matchup thing. So Twin Sun Spartan and Medieval can fuck you up this way, but you would do pretty fine, probably. No, Holy Empire would probably still fuck you up a bit. Oh, you want
I
to do
guess
this?
maybe I just needed to be more defensive and not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The Mega Cube.
Yeah. Just form square.
Just
Squares
for
are nice. As evidenced
the
by,
guppies must school. They must
Minecraft
school.
and Tetris being the best-selling games of all time, and the Rubik's Cube being the best-selling toy of all time.
The guppies must school. They must
The
group
guppies
up.
must spool into a square.
Guppies together strong. Did I read this far? Not really. Well, well, hold on. Let me look at my lines again. Oh, for some reason you sacked your thing and opened up my. Yeah, not sacking the fishy flyer is a good idea. This move opened up this, which led to this nonsense.
Flight fin.
The flappy fishy. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Only I could tell me I'm wrong. I think I start here because I just, threaten worm, profit. The worms get much less scary once I start getting rid of them. Yes, Labra? I see you. Oh, worm go bird. That's good.
No, Roland, we do this in this family.
No.
We don't let the YouTube people know what's going on.
I think that you should let the YouTube people somewhat know what's going on. But that's just me. I can take here. If he's gonna make a cube, I'm gonna bust the cube. Call me Cube Buster. Who are you gonna call? Cube Buster.
If your neighborhood is collapsing on itself, who you gonna call? Cube Busters.
Also, check. No, I'm wrong. I'm on the wrong diagonal. I needed to go through here if I wanted to do that, which isn't possible. Ignore me. Interesting. That doesn't quite work yet, but it is interesting. I do the big think. Wait. Doesn't that just do the thing that I wanted? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 da 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 da. You can still capture normally, right? Do you have to capture?
No.
So you can only capture using the free kill?
No. I can capture normally.
Okay, okay. Just making sure. Because otherwise this would be a massive problem for you right now. Is that a worm? Yeah, it's a worm. He's doing wormy things. He's out here worming.
The worm do be wormin'.
What's stopping... Oh, yeah. That's a problem. Oh, shut the fuck up. I know you want to fuck, but we're not letting you have any boyfriends.
Who are you talking to? Your cat?
Yes, she's in heat. And she is hopeless when she's like this. What are you even on about? Oh. Wait, hold on. Am I dumb? I am. Okay, just making sure. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Da 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 do 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 do. I think I start by just backing up. Yeah, because this ends up here. So this doesn't go to anything. And then you go somewhere else, probably. And then we see what happens next. You sure about that? Oh, you were just demonstrating how you got here.
Yes. And
Gosh.
making sure I actually did my calculation properly.
Okay. Okay. Too far. You only go 3 steps. Got it. You know, oddly, I think these might need a fourth step on their diagonal.
Excuse you?
Hmm? Oh, you think I'm the one who needs excusing? No, no, no. We're good. We're good. We're good. Because you see,
Sir, you're getting wormed.
uh, you may think I'm getting wormed. I think you're just in denial. Ah, fuck. I'm getting very wormed.
Sir, you're getting wormed.
Want to trade? This not being able to capture unless it can capture twice makes this much weaker than I initially calculated.
Well, it can still capture on the single step just once.
Oh, it can?
Yes, I believe I say up to in the document.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that's not as bad then.
Yeah.
Oh, he go there. Oh, so scary. Oh, don't leave me here alone. Don't tell me that we've grown for having loved a little while. Is that worth it? There's so many questions I have here.
You are questioning the value of the fourth worm.
Hmm? Oh, that is well. The value of these two moves consecutively is the question. As well as like what kind of attacks I have. I basically have to read a bajillion things. Because if I can just find a mating attack that works, then I kill you and it's over.
Roland,
What?
entangling worm skin, where it's just a little literal worm, but animated doing the worm constantly. It's a GIF.
That's funny.
So you just got four things just doing the worm all game.
A bite, not the worst idea I've ever heard. There's also this and this for similar reasons. Starting bigger attacks on you. This one in particular is very attractive. And then you kill this, and then I go. I believe the proper one would be this check. Yeah. And I do really like that line. It's just a question of whether or not it works now that I would be down a rook. You would be able to take back here, but then I take here. And then there's questions. There's a lot of questions after that. But luckily you don't have the worm on your back rank, making this guy useless anymore. Then I would finally get this, and you would be down to just 2 worms. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it. Wow. Interesting. Bold. Very bold.
I am incredibly happy with how this game feel has turned out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally strange nonsense monsters that are baiting and trapping you into things.
That might be a problem. It's not. Not yet. Wait. Barely not. Jesus. It's a miracle that you can't get to this fucking diagonal close enough. Like, none of your squares get there. Not even this one. Oh.
Check.
Interesting. Or K. Oh, you captured a pawn with check. I understand. Me just misready. It'll be okay.
Use.
Living room or kitchen. On the counter. Please tell me I didn't fuck that up. Hold on. No? Can't go through those? Okay. You still can't get to this diagonal to fuck me. Particularly this square. No? Anyways. The guppies can only capture via the free kill, right?
Yes.
Oh god.
The fact that they stay completely immobile, like the capturing doesn't break the line at all, is a potential real problem for strategic endgame stuff.
I think I just heard the worst pickup line ever.
I'm listening.
In pasta, there's ragu, but in my heart, there's you.
What is my life?
It came from this lady who posts videos on YouTube portraying herself as a complete psychopath on a date. POV, you're the date. They're funny as fuck. And totally creepy. Like genuinely creepy, and for some reason half the comments are like, "I'd still date her." It's like, no, no. Everything in this video is a red flag, you dumbass.
Did not what?
I was wondering if they like looked inside the closets.
Oh. It appears
Like,
not.
They would have seen my crap pile in my closet. My pile of crap in my closet. The shit that's all over my closet. Get right in! Ah, fuck. I messed up the maneuver!
Maneuver!
I messed up the ticket! I meant to grab Lara, pull her to my body, do a roll, and land on my back. On the bed. But my arms failed to do the pull-in thing. So I just kind of grabbed her and awkwardly held her arm's length while I went on landing on my side.
As long as she wasn't hurt.
Nah, I've never heard her doing that. Yeah, she's rolling into a secret. Okay. Ugh. Ah. I'm going to drive my car 120 miles per hour. Have the police chasing me. Hit 15 pedestrians. And slam into a telephone pole, knocking it over.
Hey, Liam.
Huh?
Can I request you grab one of the roll-up boards and some wet erase markers from the car? That way I can draw out the fancy battlefield tonight.
Human?
Okay. We could do it tomorrow instead. That's fine.
You can grab it.
That's fair. I'm just playing true right now. I stole our lease agreement. I'll put it back.
I'm tired.
Hi, tired. I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad. I'm Mom. A much higher authority figure.
Just because you had mommy issues doesn't mean that's true.
Wait, no, I'm dumb. As are you, actually.
Why?
You blundered.
No, I didn't.
Look, man.
Yeah, you actually
Dad,
missed
your
checkmate on
stepdad,
your last
I'm Mom.
move.
You can't tell my child what to do.
No, I didn't. If I go here, you kill me.
Oh wait, yeah, that is how that works. Never mind. Okay, yep. I was the only one that blundered.
What'd you blunder?
Well, in what I was about to do, I moved the angler away, which blunders checkmate.
How? I can't kill this.
Queen.
Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Okay, so probably don't move the angler.
yeah. So that's just going back.
Oh, that's way back. Wait. No, not way back. Oh, that's your move. Got it. Okay. Now that is there again.
Or kill us all.
On beat too. If you want to know what we're laughing at, True, you'll have to fucking watch this video later. Oh my god.
That's the same bomb you threw into my room.
I know. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Check. Check.
Check these nuts.
Oh. Hold on. Before I go there, I need to verify there isn't a dumb diagonal which kills my queen somehow. I don't think so. That's... It chases me. Oh, I can go here now. Like I wanted to earlier. Oh, that's right.
No, you can't.
Drat! I forgot you stopped that. How dare you? Prevent my atake. Fine, I'll go back. What, are you gonna go here again and die? No.
I'm going to sleep. I'm
Good.
Way too distracted.
Good night. Speaking of distracted, I forgot to get my water.
I'm going to do a thing. It might end in me getting mated.
Okay.
Check again.
No, not that one. Stop.
Check again.
Because if I do that, that happens. So I do need to go down, specifically. Okay. Odd.
Ooh, king development.
Hold on. Well, I guess I just do that then. Check. No. Damn it. It's so hard to fucking read 3 things at once. Oh, that means I start here. Okay. And you angler it over? Perfect.
I believe I still have the orthogonal definition.
Yeah. Check.
Get wormed.
I was almost clever. I saved those 2. Well, it was almost perfectly clever. It was still clever. If you just make the suggested changes to the Guppy promotion, the ability to move off the board to end up back here and promote, or enter and promote into the snappers, it's basically perfect at that point, or at least as far as game feel stuff goes. Hold on. Damn. Double damn. Check, my dude.
Yeah, okay.
You buffed my queen.
I did, and quite significantly.
You go there instead?
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't work. Check.
Wait, how can you capture on both squares?
Because the other time I went here to get to this square, and this time I went here to get to this square.
Oh.
So I can go from either of these two squares to get to either of these two squares, and both are check and both kill.
Interesting. So yeah, I just need to not blunder my angler.
Gosh.
Did you forget I forked all three?
What prevents this again?
Oh, I killed this one in this case
Right.
with check. That was a wasteful move. Can I do something different?
Sure. I am once again going to do a thing because I'm curious.
Check. That just dies, by the way. I'm stupid.
Yes, it does. As am I.
For not noticing? Yeah. I am curious about this too. I don't think it's bad. May as well. We'll give this a shot. Why not? This was your intended line, right?
Indeed. And it comes with check.
That blunder's an angler there, Sonny. Check.
How does that blunder
I'm stupid.
work?
It almost does. It's a question of whether it actually does.
Oh. Yeah, I see it.
Hold on. I can go here. Doesn't quite do it. If this couldn't take here, it would. Oh, I could still go one more square. That ends up there. That doesn't kill you. I kind of like this. You go there sometimes. Most of the time. There's dumb ideas here. Which are my favorite kind of ideas most of the time, but I don't know if I believe in them. Can I have your angler?
No, I don't think you can.
Check.
No, I don't think you will.
Okay. Check.
I was gonna say we could end up three-folding here.
Oh, no, didn't you make the backtrack illegal? It couldn't move
Yeah.
back to the square?
But you could have gone here, after which I could have pulled it here, after which you could have gone there, and then you see how it works.
Oh, you didn't make it like a co thing?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, anyways, check over way up here. Up on top of the board. I'm on top of the board. When you're hopping on down the bunny trail, the critters all seem to look down. You're fuzzy and small, your ears are too tall, and goodies make the wood go round. Oh, you won't be a fan of my evil plan, 'cause I'm gonna be top of the wood. Oh yeah. Why the fuck is that stuck in my head?
What is that from?
Hoodwinked. The fact that you're just safe on diagonals is so annoying. I keep wanting to fork you, and I'm just gonna stop looking for the thing. Check. You keep whispering that.
This is the first time I've whispered it.
Do I believe you? Oh. For why? In fact, no, hold on. I'm dumb. Check. You don't have a campmate, do you?
No.
Just making sure. Check.
There's already enough nonsense happening.
Check.
This is allowed. Say no to your opponent's move.
Check. Question mark?
Yeah, I figured.
Just pull me back. We can repeat. It'll be okay.
Yeah, but then we draw.
Yeah, we do. I want out of this damn game.
I
Back-
mean, I kinda do too, but that's not helpful to see who wins. Okay, fine.
Yay!
Yeah. And then it was 3.
Technically, it's still. Oh, hold on. Perpetual check is illegal. Fuck me.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Alright, so we're on the second repetition, but once you pull me back, both of these moves are illegal.
Ha.
Lovely.
Find a new one, buddy boy.
I see. check.
Check. Check.
Check. No, not there. I forgot how your piece moved. You have that square. Check.
Actually, wait, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. check. Hooray for stupid wordings. Check.
Non-Titan.
Yeah, I figured I put that there.
Oh, it needs to say non-Titan. I just don't know if you did. Scroll down. Any enemy piece. You need to make that say non-immutable non-Titan piece. That's an immediate issue. I mean, I guess. I mean, does it really matter? Like, I guess I could go there and then you take.
That is a check.
It is. I mean, even if it isn't non-Titan, we could just keep doing this, and then the perpetual check rule will force me up. So I guess
Well,
it
no,
doesn't.
you can't immediately undo my angler move.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just dumb things. Okay, yeah. Non-Titan. I mean, I guess there's good flavor to it, sometimes. Like the angler angling into the enemy Titan and fucking him over.
Wait, can you even escape that then, or does that just end up a perpetual?
We would end up because you.
Oh, wait, that would be considered perpetual check. Okay.
Eventually, we would end up in perpetual check as we cycled through multiple sets of moves.
But
But
I would be
first,
unable to angle you back in anyway.
eventually. However, that's not always the case. It would be case by case basis. It would have weird rulings and issues if it includes Titan. I just don't want to deal with it personally, but if you can play out some actual situations with it in cases where it goes both ways and find nuance to it to make it worth including for strategic and puzzle reasons, maybe. I don't know. I'm tired.
I think at this point it's lost.
Yes. Once I saw that the queen sack won and that you couldn't catch my pawn, it was over. Which, that was the goal this whole time, to get some kind of pawn down these files once that's what was open. And then to eventually trade the queen for your rook and just be able to survive the angler. Because it's not too strong to just beat me, which is odd. I do think it's just worth 3 in its current form.
What, the angler?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's much weaker than you would expect. It just feels like 3. Mathematically it still looks like a 5, but it feels like
it's
a 3.
a high variance piece. It's high in early game, low in late game, but
it has some very high spikes in late game too sometimes. Very good defensive piece. It's very hard to use offensively though. That's the thing.
So, what are you thinking so far for balance of
It feels pretty close. It's going to be very hard to say. This is one of those armies that just because of the way it's set up, it might just be mate for somebody out of the gate, and we just don't know it yet. The worms are worrying. You're kind of forced to trade into the worms in order to really capitalize on certain attacks. But the worms are the only thing that allows you to have a proper defense, so I wouldn't get rid of them. I don't like how the guppies feel defensively. They're just, when you interact with them and trade with them and attack them, they don't have to move around and alter the structure at all, which is very un-chess-like. That's something I don't like about them.
Yeah, they didn't do a whole lot. That's
I would much rather they be normal Barrelina plus than have the free kill. And then have a real structure and real play and move around and do stuff.
my issue with that is that then I would only have the jaws that actually have the free kill other than the snappers. And I am looking to showcase that idea a little bit.
Another thing is I don't know, like on the
Unless I wanted to give it to the flight fins, which feels wrong flavor wise.
do you really? Oh, okay. It's also the fact that you are pulling yourself a few different directions by having the angler and the entangling worm here. Like you have this weird control thing going on
Yeah, I get that.
when you would much rather be, coming out swinging. Like I said, it kind of feels a bit like what Overgrowth does, where Overgrowth is trying to drag you into dying. Like the combo of Worms plus Angler is very similar to the combo of Ivy Ants plus Man-Eating Forest Trap, right? So you set up a square that's death, and then you pull the enemy into death. It's cool, but it doesn't. Like I would almost rather you have. Uh, what would be a good?
There is
place?
definitely some clashing between the top down designs and the bottom up designs
Yeah.
within this battalion. Because Angler and Worms were both top down, and the free kill stuff was bottom up.
Yeah. You do have a lot of moving parts. I don't know. I almost feel like the entangling worm and the angler are kind of counterintuitive to your. You don't have a piece to just protect the back rank normally at all. And that is something that you were lacking, and that just led to you having these sharp back rank mate losses.
Well, the intent behind that is that you're supposed to be able to just park a Jaws on the back and have it do that job, but
But we saw there's downside to that,
yeah.
not always working. Once you were able to get the back rank completely open, it kind of worked, but the idea of dislodging a Jaws, like, in order to create that attack, there is room for improvement, to be sure. It can just work as is, and you just tweak it balance wise. But I don't know if I like the guppies. That's the only part. I would much rather almost like turn the guppies into a normal Barrelina plus. Let that fuck with your defense enough, and then see what defensive free
Here's
kill
a
piece you can
question
add.
for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Would the guppies work as movement and free kill bishop to 1?
Yeah, that would tear it open. And then you could just include
Because
Barrelina.
they'd kind of be able to protect each other, but they'd have to move to do it, and like
It would inherently open up the back rank. You would create the defensive weaknesses and the structural things that we were talking about before. With that type of layout, you would probably want to have them set up 4 and 4, or just accept it like we do with Twin Suns, that you have one extra on one color. Which, that's fair. You will end up with back rank defensive issues just because
I mean, it would already be able to defend the back rank because they're all there.
Yeah, here's my argument. What if The Angler doesn't have the double move gimmick. It's just a rook to 1 with the moving stuff. And then it keeps the flavor of being an Angler. You make all of the pawns into Berlina Plus, and you add 2, like, king movers or, like, short-range free kill options, like either maybe... Probably just a king mover with the free kill ability that sits in the back and actually creates your defensive walls, and your Berlina Plus actually has a structural thing. It should be a little bit too strong, but I think the combination of making the pawns actually do pawn things and maybe drop the 4th worm so that it is very much dangerous early on, but it goes down. That would probably work, and you would be able to keep what you currently have thematically while shying a little bit more away from that control play style that the Angler and Worm promote, and more into an actual, like, chess exchange, let's trade blows type deal.
The thing is, though, I like the control play style thematically.
If you like the control play style thematically,
So I
would
honestly,
still
I
alter the
think I might
pawns.
do the Molazim Guppies first, at least.
Okay. Alright. If it works, it works. Like I said, this does remind me a lot of Overgrowth if you're going for that control style. It's not exactly the same, but some of the ideas are very similar.
I am pleasantly surprised with the fact that this seems to have turned out simultaneously sharp and slow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much liking how this has gone.
Just do the Mulazim Guppies we talked about and fix your wording on the promotion to Snapper so that it's enemy territory and
Yeah,
the
I'll
crossover.
add that.
Huh? Once you do all of that, I'm just going to throw it into expansion because this is a very good army. Just overall, the ideas, the way they come together. It's a little bit too complicated. Like, Couch Tomato would have a hissy fit if this ever made it into the official game. But it is pretty, at least. It's very pretty to play. It's kind of like a lot of our more complicated battalions, like Great Pyramid, Children of the Moon, Overgrowth, Parasite.
I personally think that this would be a reasonable complexity to include. But
It is reasonable. It is above the norm for chess variants in general, but it's not above the norm for Titans Battalion. It's very, like I said, it has very pretty tactics.
I'm gonna say, y'all are gonna have a freaking Rubik's Cube board, apparently. That this doesn't seem that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I'm aware it does need a lot of changing to actually go into a party mode environment.
My intention for a party mode environment would just, like, I would, if I were you, I would start brainstorming some kind of party mode rules, but the core of it is you would just have the wraparound on your territory, and everything else would stay about the same.
Oh, my idea for the wraparound was to oh yeah, I guess not all party mode boards are actually squares, are they?
No, you
Correct.
can physically put. There are a number of party mode boards where you attach your territory with board on either side of you is just a little ways away, or just on one side of you, or like only a little bit on one side of you. There's a lot of weird party mode board shapes. Messing with games this complicated, this is just cool. One thing I will request, True, for your battalions is to make them as well standalone games that is just like a well set up mirror on a certain type of board as well. Just not just the battalion, but make a individual chess variant that's just those pieces and ideas against each other properly. You can make it as simple as just remove the battlefield and then have your thing be what 9x8, 9x9, depending on how you want it to work with this army, and it just work. That would be interesting.
What do you mean by that, though? Like, I can't code.
No, I mean like put together a variant as well as the army that goes with it. Because we do. Have I explained what the long term plans are to anybody outside of the dev team?
I mean, I probably have a decent idea, but you've not given like a comprehensive breakdown.
I am tired enough I would give that away early. Am I okay with that? I had a whole plan to make it a big announcement. I recorded videos about it. I just haven't edited and put them out. Fuck it. If someone's fucking... How long have we been recording? I don't mind telling you, and if someone's 2 hours and 13 minutes into a Paradox Depths playtest, I don't give a shit. They're allowed to know. So, 3 things. First of all, Battalion Games owns the domain allchess.com, ALLCHESS.com. Second, we intend to use that domain for regular Game of the Month tournaments for chess variants, meaning that for the entire month, that website will be dedicated mostly to that game. You can still play the others, but that game would be the main one that you play. And then we tell the community, we introduce people, we get content creators involved every single month, give them a portion of the prize pool for the final tournament. The final tournament at the end of the month, we put $100 into the prize pool by default. If only one person signs up, they pay $20. Half their money goes into the prize pool. They get 110 back. Whoop-de-doo, they made money. But if 2 people sign up, now they're fighting each other, and it's $120 for the winner. Now the scales. Let's say 10 people sign up. Now we, as the company, have broke even, assuming that we've broke even on everything else already. But just on the tournament earnings, 10 people play. The winner gets $200. Eventually, the number of players gets large enough in those tournaments that we would have to spread the prize pool among multiple winners, maybe among multiple brackets of different skill levels.
Yep, I am familiar with these plans, although I wasn't familiar with the exact domain. And what you're saying is basically that some of my stuff you think might be neat to feature as games.
Yeah, it might be neat to feature as games. And it's also, like, Titan... This allows us... I am not stupid enough to think that you can found an entire company based off of a single chess variant and involve, like, a dozen people and expect it to work. Mad Chess or Chess Evolved Online, it can be a pet project for one person where they make money on the side, but it's not going to sustain their living. They're just trying to break even and be able to make games for a living and have a good time. We, on the other hand, have much more overhead than those games. That also means that we can work with those people and feature their games as Game of the Month at some point. We just wouldn't be able to keep the game up at the end of the month. We just promote it, and then they have to, if people still want to play Mad Chess, they go play Mad Chess. If people want to still play CEO, they go play CEO. But that means that we can do cross promos and stuff like that for anyone who ever wants to make a chess variant game. And, we make a competitive multiplayer, like a two-player shotgun king where they're facing off against each other over multiple rounds and gaining cards and even using some of the enemy stuff, yeah, we could have done a promo for Shotgun King when that was a thing. We still can do it later. And that's the thing. This would make us the place that chess variant creators go to get their game scene for a bit. And like the shogi community, we can make shogi game of the month once in a year. Same with Shang-Chi. And as we sit there and feature these games, we can come back once a year and actually give Titans Battalion its time in the spotlight and let it be game of the month once or twice. Not a year, just let it be game of the month. And as these games get played, we can then introduce their armies as party mode armies. And you have to play a certain amount to actually earn it in party mode. And party mode's just this huge, massive clusterfuck of a thing it's always been, but is really enjoyable. We probably hard enforce like armies known +1 to an extent. Actually have like army selection be more codified in order to help enforce that. We did discover that beta battalions, you can throw all of them at players at once and it's fine. At least the current ones, because there's what 5 difficulty ones in most, and they're either crab or they just feel like chess with different piece movements. So most people
They're
understand.
literally 4 difficulty 1 and some change in crab.
They're all difficulty 1.
1 and change, but
Sure, but oh shit, Holy Empire in its current form is weaker than, or not as less complicated than medieval, because it doesn't really have en passant unless you're facing medieval, and it doesn't have castling, so it's simpler. Of course, it does have the facing king rule and camp mate, but medieval also has stalemate, so that's the idea. That's what we're doing, and featuring something interesting like this that goes off to the side as a game of the month at some point. Yeah, because we're gonna have most game of the months be decided by vote, so just be prominent and be able to, voice your shit. Some of them we're going to feature because they're classics, like, Shogi, Shang-Chi. Some of them we're going to choose to feature because we like the
going
game.
to be fully honest, none of my stuff is ever going to become a properly playable variant unless someone else volunteers to code it.
It's not about coding. We are making it possible to play the thing. I'm talking about... Do you need code? No, you need a 3D printer and the right size chessboard. And a rule book. And that's it. You know what I mean? Because the game of the month stuff, we would be coding those games into allchess.com, So if it gets the votes, it gets in. It doesn't matter that, like, if Laser Chess wins, we're coding Laser Chess and then just making it work,
Ah, okay.
I'm just happy I have enough people who give a shit. I probably would have stopped if not so many people gave a shit. But to be fair, enough people gave a shit that they started putting money into it. And they kept putting money into it.
You had a neat thing going here. If I had the money to put into it, I would.
That's another thing. Like, at some point, we need to open up like Patreon and actually have all of our stuff sellable and all that. That's gonna happen this summer.
Let me buy a t-shirt, Roland.
I will. Okay. My business partner is out of the military. He needs some time to himself because he just got out of the military, before we start getting the ball rolling, but he'll be able to help. Second, I currently have much more time than I did during the semester. And third, we just added another dev. And one of our older people who own a portion of the company is actually paying attention again. So, like, I actually feel like I have a team around me for once. So, shit should actually start happening. I literally saw a screenshot of our medieval battalion sprites actually on a chessboard today. And I was like, woohoo! I was like, yeah, this is what I did in the last couple hours. Here you go. It's just like, yeah. How'd you do that? JavaScript. Woo! I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep.
Okay, sleep well.
I have a party mode playtest tomorrow.
I'm going to edit freaking Paradox and then probably go to bed myself because I have a graduation tomorrow.
Well, when you put it out, I'm throwing it in expansions. Good job on this one. I really like it.
Alright, thanks. Don't forget to give me like week perms for that channel too.
Oh, yeah. I don't know entirely how I did it last time, but I'll make it happen.
I think you just gave me the ability to like pin things in.
Probably. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, I forgot to stop recording.